Okay, so Stalker 2. Obviously, a bit of a disappointment at launch. It was buggy, the A-Life was non-existent, side missions were weird, and it just felt overall light. And there's no night vision. I mean, how am I supposed to stalk? I need to see. Credit where credit is due, though. GSC, they've been doing a really good job with consistent patches, and they just released the 1.5 patch, and people actually seem to be digging it. And considering everything going on over there in Ukraine, we'll give them a pass for now. I think they've more than earned that. But we all know that Stalker 2 did not launch in the state that it should have launched in. And then that's where this weird little beautiful thing that is Stalker Gamma comes in. This is something you guys really need to try. This game is free. Yeah, you heard me right. I said free. And it's one of the best survival games I've played in a long time. It is so replayable. It's community made. This is the type of game that we want. There's no $70 price tag, no microtransactions, just a straight up passion project with solid systems and killer immersion. But a game like this goes unplayed by so many because it's not trending on social media, or it's not on the front page of Twitch, or made by some big studio. It's just gonna fly under the radar, which is a shame because this is that game. This is that game we talk about wanting, and not enough people are playing it. It's brutal, it's fun, and it isn't made by people who want your money. They just want some of your time. Do yourself a favor and at least consider downloading Stalker Gamma. It takes everything that makes that original trilogy so good, mixes it into one massive brutal sandbox, and turns it into a hardcore survival experience. It's part survival sim, part extraction shooter, and it's damn near perfect. It will literally only cost you time, and maybe a little bit of patience because the install process is not totally straightforward, but there is a very good guide to follow on their Discord. So first off, let's break down what Gamma is. Grok's automated modular mod pack for Anomaly, or Gamma. And no, not the creepy Twitter AI. And Gamma is exactly what it says it is. Anomaly is a huge standalone mod built from the bones of the original trilogy. It's pretty much a fan-made remix that pulls together the best parts of Shadow Chernobyl, Clear Sky, and Call of Pripyat, updates the graphics, and makes it a really cool dynamic sandbox-style world. It runs completely on its own. There's no need for the original games, but you should definitely think about at least supporting those original games. And it acts as the foundation of a lot of other big Stalker mod packs out there, including Gamma. Now, Gamma takes all of that and supercharges it, adding over, I think, 400 mods is what they're up to now, and stitches them all together, like realistic gear, deadly ballistics, hunger, thirst, crafting, bleeding. It's Stalker, but it's cranked up to 11. So you'll start the game up, you'll pick your faction, you'll spend your points on gear, and then boom, you're thrown right into the shit. No tutorial, no opening cutscene, you're just in the zone, and now you have to exist. Unless you start as a loner in the rookie village, then you talk to Fnatic for a quick tutorial, but otherwise, you're totally on your own. And very quickly, you will learn just how alive the zone really is. It exists around you. Mutant dogs might be fighting bandits, Duty and Freedom could be in the middle of a shootout, and you're just trying to make it through, right in the middle of all of that chaos. And that's the beauty of the A-Life system. The world doesn't revolve around you. You just exist in it. There is a loose narrative and some main quests, but ultimately it feels more like a Stalker simulator. You'll whip out your PDA, take on jobs, scavenge for loot, and scrape together enough money to buy food, ammo, and more medkits. But don't count on living off of loot alone. Supplies are very scarce. Guns even more so, and when you do find one, you're definitely going to have to repair it first. Yes, there is an entire weapon repair and upgrade system, but more on that later. So yeah, the zone's open, but it's anything but free. It's actually very expensive to exist. And you're not the hunter, you're the hunted, you're the prey, until you learn how to survive. Combat in Gamma is fast, intense, and you will be dead in seconds. If you're used to modern shooters where you can take a few hits and duck behind cover and wait for your health to go back up, that's not what you're getting here. If you get caught out in the open, you'll be dead before you even know where the shots came from. One bad angle or a poorly timed reload can be the end. Your armor matters, the type of ammo you're using matters. Different ammo types work better on mutants or heavily armored stalkers. A clean headshot will drop most human enemies, but mutants will definitely take some more work. And you're soft, you're very squishy. If a headshot doesn't kill you outright, it'll definitely leave you dizzy. Fall from too high up and you'll break bones, carry too much loot, and your stamina drains so fast you're not outrunning anything. You're constantly juggling systems just to stay alive. Healing isn't as simple as popping a medkit. First, you have to patch yourself up temporarily, then you need to take something like ibuprofen to post-heal your damaged limbs, but that might make you dizzy, and if you don't have caffeine pills to counter it, well, then tough luck. You're just waiting it out, and now you're running around trying to survive, but you're dizzy. Everything is tense. Bullets and meds are expensive, so every shot counts, and you want to take as little damage as possible because every shot you take is costing you money because that's healing items. And when you win a fight here, you really do feel like you've earned it. You survived, and most likely by the skin of your teeth. Progression in Gamma is a very slow, deliberate, and very miserable process, but in the best way. Especially if you're a masochist like me, when it comes to video games, it feels like a true survival game in how it moves, but not in the way of hitting trees and rocks to build a new house type of game. Instead, you build up your rep with factions by completing different jobs, and over time, their traders will offer you better gear and better ammo. Or, if you're patient and maybe a little desperate, you can craft everything yourself. Crafting is one of the bigger additions. Materials aren't just lying around either. They're out there, but not in abundance. When you do finally scrounge up enough transistors to build that upgraded PDA that will mark corpses on your minimap, that feels like a huge win. Getting access to new weapons isn't easy either. You actually can't buy guns from traders in Gamma unless you mod it back in. Instead, you'll actually have to loot them off enemies or score them in a stash if you're lucky. And even then, that shiny new gun, it's definitely not that shiny. Chances are it's half broken, and you'll need to check the condition of each part. Is the barrel below 60%? Sorry, you're not fixing that. You'll either have to find a better barrel at a trader or loot the same gun again and strip it for parts. Even after that, you've got regular upkeep to worry about. If you don't clean and maintain your weapons, they will jam, usually right when you need them most. New weapons and gear are your skill tree and your upgrade system, and while Stalker does have some passive stat growth, like carrying more gear increases your carry weight over time, it's nothing compared to just getting your hands on a bigger, better backpack, or getting your hands on some better headgear to stop that headshot from killing you instantly. There's a tech tree, too, that's layered into the crafting system, and you're going to want to find higher tier tools as soon as possible. The better your tools, the more you can craft. That means night vision goggles, binoculars, weapon upgrades, even ammo. But to do that, you need a workbench, the right tools, and a recipe, which means buying the very expensive skill book from a trader. Everything is earned the hard way, and you are definitely going to lose your cool. There are no handouts in the zone. Even just getting the psi helmet you need to progress further north costs you a good chunk of change. The faction system is really cool, and it adds another layer of chaos to the zone. Different factions are constantly battling it out for control of certain territories, and you'll see firefights break out randomly as they try to push into each other's turf. You can align with one of them if you want, taking on contracts and help them take over certain areas, or you can just stay neutral and watch the whole world burn. Sometimes you'll roll up to a checkpoint that was friendly yesterday, and you'll find it crawling with bandits today. The front lines are always shifting, and the world really feels like it's alive and reacting to itself, even when you're not involved in anything that's happening. And as brutal as the zone is, it's also very beautiful. The sound design, the music, the overwhelming feeling of dread, the fogginess, the beautiful sunrises and sunsets, the blowouts, weather effects, all of these different elements help to make the zone feel alive, but also very lifeless at the same time. You never know what kind of mess you're walking into, wandering into a nest of mutants or seeing a group of stalkers off in the distance and not totally being sure if they're friendly or maybe mercenaries, or finding yourself in an anomaly field because you were sprinting and not paying attention. Yeah, even the environment is trying to kill you here. Stalker really does a great job of making you understand the concept of mortality that you don't often get in video games. You're not a god here. You will die a lot and can die just as easily as any other Stalker, but maybe not Monolith because those dudes are batshit. You can feel the tension on the regular, especially in areas like the Great Swamp where it's hard to see through all the reeds. You never know when a chimera or some other mutant is gonna fly out of the brush. Even coming up to an enemy camp is super tense because you need to get a basic layout and head count of how many people are there, because once the shooting starts, they will get behind you. And using your scanner to traverse the anomaly fields and search for artifacts, that's super tense. All of this really just, along with a general atmosphere of the zone, does an amazing job of just creating this super tense environment. And the map here is so big, so connected, and so varied. Each area has its own vibe, whether it's dark, foggy woods in the Red Forest or wide open killing fields in the army warehouses, claustrophobic underground labs where your flashlight is barely cutting through the dark, and every zone has something wanting to kill you, whether it's mutants, radiation, anomalies, or other stalkers. Exploration isn't just encouraged, it's necessary. You need to pick up tasks, you need to finish them to go out there and collect different stashes. That's how you're going to find better weapons, that's how you're going to find better tools. You need to learn which places are death traps and which ones might actually help you stay alive. You really do need to get to know the zone if you're going to safely traverse it and kind of fall into your own flow. Artifacts are some of the most valuable things you can find out in the zone, and they're usually a pain in the ass to get. They usually spawn inside deadly anomaly fields, and without a scanner, bolts, and some patience, you're probably going to have a bit of a hard time. Actually, you're definitely going to have a hard time. And you could just hunt these artifacts down and sell them, but some of them are definitely worth keeping for yourself because when equipping them, they will give you pretty significant advantages like faster healing or boost in stamina, maybe some radiation resistance. You just need to be careful and watch out for the downsides as well, because some of them will increase your radiation gain or make you bleed faster. So just don't go equipping these artifacts blindly, and make sure you're seeing which ones are going to help you and which ones are going to hurt you. Another cool thing about Gamma is it is crazy customizable. Don't like weapon jamming? You can turn it off. You want a more forgiving economy or less punishing survival mechanics? There's a slider for everything. You can tweak it all. AI difficulty, loot scarcity, hunger rate, even whether or not you want to use a crosshair. It's all built into the launcher and the mod menu, and there are a bunch of other mods out there that you can add to even further tailor the experience to how you want it to be. You can make it hardcore, you can make it a bit more chill, or anywhere in between. Gamma gives you the tools to tailor the experience to you, because while the zone might not care about you, the modders definitely do. Obviously, this being a mod of a game that came out in 2007, there's definitely some jank to it, but everything else is so solid, it barely matters. Yeah, it could look a little better, the gunplay could be a little more tight. I really wish the map wasn't broken into sandbox areas with loading screens in between them, but for me, personally, none of that really matters, because I'm just having fun. Seriously, I can't recommend Stalker Gamma enough. As much as I loved Stalker 2, I couldn't help but compare it to Gamma. And instead of doing a second playthrough, I just jumped right back into Gamma, and now here I am making this video. Yeah, I know this might come off as a sponsored ad or something, but it's not. I just really love this game. I've been playing it for years, and I just really want more people to get their eyes on it because this game deserves it. And honestly, you deserve it too. You deserve to get your ass kicked by this game. So seriously, consider checking it out. It's worth your time. I'll leave a link down below for their Discord so you can check out their guide to install it. There's also a few good instructional videos on YouTube that could help out. Anyway, thanks for stopping by and hanging out, and hope to see you soon.